Have you ever felt like you're praying, but your words disappear into silence? Like you're calling out, and God isn't answering? You fold your hands, you speak, you cry, but the heavens remain closed. The room is quiet, too quiet, and something inside you wonders, is God still listening? Pope Leo once said that he found his strength not in power, but in the silence of God. And the only voice that ever reached him in that silence was the voice of Saint Augustine, a voice not loud, but burning, not triumphant, but trembling, a voice shaped by years of running, doubting, failing, and finally collapsing into grace. If you're watching this now, maybe you're not just curious about the Pope. Maybe you're tired. Maybe your soul is thirsty, like his once was, like Augustine's was, like mine was. And maybe you need that same prayer. Because the truth is, no pope, no saint, no soul on earth escapes that one moment, when faith feels like falling, when believing feels like breaking. That's when Augustine whispered his prayer into the dark. And that's what Pope Leo holds close to his heart to this day. A prayer not born in light, but carved out of the shadows. Not written in strength, but in surrender. You feel it, don't you? That ache that doesn't go away just because people tell you to have faith. That hidden place in you that still wonders if you're alone in this. Let me tell you the truth Pope Leo never forgot. You were with me, Lord, but I was not with you. Saint Augustine. This is the cry of every soul that has felt abandoned, even while trying to pray. That moment when you realize, it's not God who left. It was you who got lost. It was the pain that covered your ears. It was the guilt that shut your eyes. But God, He stayed, even in your silence, even in your doubt, even when your prayers feel dry and rehearsed. He waits, not to punish, but to whisper again. And maybe this is the moment you finally hear Him, because Pope Leo, the man the world now calls Holy Father, he doesn't walk in certainty. He walks in remembrance, in the footsteps of a saint who fell, who failed, and who found his way back through a single prayer. And now I want to share that with you. But first, I need to ask you something real. Do you feel this too? That tired ache in your soul? That strange sense that this message is for you right now? Then write to me in the comments. I want to read your pain. Because this space, it's sacred. And you're not alone in it anymore. Let's take one more breath together. Forget the world for a moment. Forget how strong you're supposed to be. Forget the mask. Now hear this. Augustine's prayer was not elegant. It was not poetic. It was real. It went something like this. God, I've tried. I've searched. I've run. And now, I'm tired. If you're still there, come find me. I don't know how to return, but I want to. So I give you my silence. Fill it with you. That is the beginning of the prayer Pope Leo carries with him. And that might just be the beginning of yours too. That prayer, simple as it was, broke something open inside of Augustine. Not just guilt, not just regret. It broke the illusion, the lie we all carry, that we have to fix ourselves before we return to God. You've probably believed it too, haven't you? The voice that tells you, you're too far gone. You've waited too long. You messed up too many times. But Pope Leo once said, the soul does not need to be clean to cry out. It becomes clean by crying out. That is what Augustine learned, not in a church, not in a crowd, but alone. He was sitting beneath a fig tree, shaking, with tears soaking his hands. And all he could say was, God, I am tired of myself. Have you ever felt that? Not tired of the world, not tired of others, but tired of yourself, tired of pretending, tired of pushing God away, tired of hearing your own voice echo inside your soul like a hallway with no end. This moment, right here, This is where transformation begins. Because the truth is, God never needed a perfect version of you. He needed the real one, the bruised one, the one watching this right now, wondering if grace is still possible. Let me ask again, is this you? Then please don't hold it in. Write to me. Whisper it. Name it. Even if it's messy. Even if you don't know what to say. Let this be your fig tree moment. Let's go deeper. Imagine Augustine sitting under that tree. He had everything the world said he needed: intelligence, reputation, freedom, women, success, and yet he had nothing. Because peace does not come from the world's applause, it comes from surrender. He fell to his knees and finally spoke the truth. Late have I loved you, O beauty ever ancient, ever new. Late have I loved you. That sentence became the turning point of his soul, because sometimes the pain we carry isn't from what we've lost, but from what we never let ourselves receive. Maybe that's why you're here. You've heard about God your whole life. You've tried to pray. You've read the words. But deep inside, you've still felt distant, unseen, unheard. Maybe, like Augustine, you've been standing at the door of your own heart, but afraid to open it. And maybe, like Pope Leo, you're realizing something today. It's not too late. Not to feel. Not to come back. Not to be seen. Because God is not just listening. He's near. Right here. In this screen. In your breath. In this exact moment where your walls are thin and your soul is exposed. Let's take this further. Let these words rise slowly. Not rushed. Just breathed. God, I've looked for you in churches, in books, in people. But I forgot to look within. I am not strong. I am not proud. But I am here. And I want to return. Even if I don't know how. Even if all I have is pain. Meet me in this place, Lord. Not in who I pretend to be, but in who I really am. This is not a performance, not a show of faith. This is a soul's cry. Yours, Augustine's, Pope Leo's, mine. One voice, rising from many different wounds, and all of them heard by the same God. Can you feel him? Not as lightning, not as thunder, but as a stillness inside you, a warmth. That's him. And he's not here to ask for more. He's here to take what you can't carry anymore. Do you know what tired really means? Not just the kind that sleep fixes, but that slow erosion of the soul, when even hope starts to feel heavy, when joy feels like something meant for other people, when you wake up and feel like you're still not here. That's the tired Pope Leo spoke about. That's the weight Augustine carried for years. And that might be exactly what you're feeling now. But here's what both of them discovered, and what maybe you're about to discover too. God does not despise your tiredness. He meets you in it. He doesn't wait for you to be strong. He doesn't need your best version. He just wants your real one, the breaking one, the doubting one, the silent one. Because the silence you fear might actually be the space where he speaks clearest. Augustine once described it like this: you were inside me, but I was outside myself. And that's where I kept searching. Isn't that us? We keep chasing peace in everything else. In other people, in accomplishments, in busyness, in distraction. But the voice of God is not in the noise, it's in the stillness. And Pope Leo said something few people notice. What saved me was not a sign, but a silence that didn't judge me. Maybe you're still waiting for a voice from heaven to shake the sky. But God often comes like a whisper that knows your name. So let's be still now. Just breathe. Let the noise of your thoughts slow down. Let the fear fade, even if only for a moment. And say this with me, not loudly, not perfectly, just honestly. God, if you're in this silence, then I will stop running. I will stop performing. I will wait here with you, not asking for anything, not trying to impress. Just be with me. And if I can't feel you, stay anyway, because I need you more than I need proof. That's not weakness. That's honesty. And honesty is sacred. Do you understand how much strength it takes to be this honest? Pope Leo knows. He said that before he was ever called holy, he was simply broken. And the words that brought him back were not his own. They were Augustine's. Because the soul needs borrowed prayers sometimes, when we can't find the words ourselves. That's why you're here. Not because you're strong, but because you're ready to stop pretending you are. Let me ask you something again. When was the last time you just sat in silence and didn't run away from it? When was the last time you let God come close without trying to fix yourself first? Maybe this video isn't an accident. Maybe this is the quiet invitation you've been needing. Not a solution, not a command, but a hand extended in the dark. And if your soul is trembling right now, let it. That trembling is holy. That trembling is the doorway. Let's sit with that. No rush, no expectations, just this prayer. God, I am exhausted, not just in body, but in soul. I don't even know what I need anymore. I just know I can't carry it alone. So I offer you everything. The mess, the silence, the longing, the fear. All of it. Be the strength I forgot I had. Be the peace I stopped believing in. Be here. Even if I can't feel you. Stay. Because I'm staying too. This is where it begins. Not when everything is perfect, but when everything is finally real. And that is where God meets us. Just like he met Augustine. Just like he met Pope Leo. Just like he meets you now. There is a kind of healing that doesn't come from answers. It comes from being seen, exactly as you are, and still being loved. That's what Augustine discovered. Not through a miracle, but through mercy. He had nothing left to offer. No eloquent prayer, no holy reputation. Just a broken heart that finally stopped hiding. And it was there, in the silence, in the rawness, that he felt it. God never stopped wanting him. Let those words sink in. Because that's what Pope Leo clings to. Not a title, not certainty, but a truth that shook his life. God still wants me, even now. Can you say that? Can you let that idea sit with you? Even after the failures, even with the doubts, even if you haven't prayed in years, God still wants you. Not someday, not when you're healed, not when you finally get it all together. Now, this moment, with whatever mess you carry. Let's pause, close your eyes, if only for 5 seconds, and let that truth touch you. I am still wanted. You don't need to feel worthy. You just need to stop running from the one who already sees worth in you. This was Augustine's turning point. This was Pope Leo's quiet confession. And maybe this is your moment too. Because the pain you've been carrying, maybe it wasn't punishment. Maybe it was the sound of God knocking, not to scare you, but to wake you, to whisper, "Let me in. I don't need your strength. I just want your heart." There's something sacred about admitting weakness. Augustine said it best. You have made us for yourself, O Lord, and our heart is restless until it rests in you. Restless. That's the word. The late-night thoughts, the quiet anxiety, the tears that surprise you for no reason. It's not madness. It's your soul remembering where it came from. It's your heart trying to return home. And it doesn't matter how long you've been away. The Father still waits. Let's take that restlessness and turn it into surrender. Speak slowly, even if it's in your mind. Lord, I'm tired of running from you. I thought I needed to be better. I thought you were disappointed, but now I see. You've been waiting, not with anger, but with open arms. I don't have a perfect prayer. I barely have words, but I give you this, my tired heart. Do what I can't. Be what I need. That's it. No performance, no magic formula, just presence, just honesty, just you and God, finally in the same room again. Pope Leo once said, I found my faith not through answers, but through stillness in surrender. That stillness is here now. Can you feel it? It might come as warmth, or quiet, or even tears. Whatever it is, don't rush it. Let it be enough. Let yourself be enough. Because here's what Pope Leo and Augustine both understood at the end. You were never meant to save yourself. You were meant to be found, not fixed, found. And now that you've stopped running, God is closer than ever. Have you ever asked yourself, was all of that pain for nothing? The nights you cried without answers, the silence that scared you, the prayers that seemed to fall on deaf ears. What if it was never punishment? What if it was preparation? Augustine believed that the soul is not shaped by comfort, but by fire. And Pope Leo, even now, says the same fire that almost destroyed him, refined him. Because brokenness doesn't end your story. Sometimes, it's how your real story begins. I know it's hard to see that while you're still inside the fire, while you're still bleeding from battles no one else sees. But listen to me. You are not what you've lost. You are not what you regret. You are not the betrayal. You are not the addiction. You are not the failure. You are still loved. You are still seen. You are still worth returning to. Augustine had to look back on all the places he ran to and see them for what they were. Detours, distractions, not wasted years, but the path back to God. Can you do that now? Can you look at your past without shame? Not because it was right, but because grace is bigger than your wrongs? Let's sit in that. Let the memories come, the ones that used to make you flinch. Let them surface, but not to hurt you this time. Let them rise, so they can be released. And then say this: God, you saw it all. The mistakes I try to forget, the pain I try to hide. And still, you stayed. You never turned away. So I won't either. I won't hide from my story. I won't curse the road I've walked, because you met me here. And if you're not ashamed of me, then I don't have to be either. There is something holy in this kind of prayer. It's not clean, it's not polished, but it's honest. And honesty is what brings healing. Pope Leo once said, "The soul that kneels in truth is closer to heaven than the one that stands in pride." So kneel now, if not with your body, then with your heart. Let the pride fall. Let the shame go. God already knows, and He's not leaving. I know some of you are feeling this deeply. Tears are flowing. Hearts are breaking open. That's not weakness. That's resurrection. That's the sound of chains falling. Not because of your strength, but because you stopped pretending you didn't need help. This is the moment Augustine wrote about. This is the moment Pope Leo carries in his chest every time he prays. And now, this moment is yours. Let it be sacred. Let it be slow. One more prayer, as a seal over your soul. God, I forgive myself. I release the voice that told me I was unworthy. I break the lie that said I had to earn your love. I am not perfect, but I am yours. And if this pain brought me to you, then even my suffering was sacred. This is where everything shifts, where your past becomes testimony, where your weakness becomes a doorway, where your story becomes sacred, not because it's pretty, but because it's real. That's what Augustine found. That's what Pope Leo now preaches. And that's what you are living right now. This is where it ends, but also where it begins. Not just this video, but the way you see yourself, the way you speak to God, the way you let Him speak back. You've made it this far. You didn't skip. You didn't look away. You stayed. And that says something beautiful about your soul. It still believes, even if it's barely holding on. Maybe that's all faith really is. Not loud declarations or perfect theology, but the quiet decision to stay with God in the dark, just like Augustine did. Just like Pope Leo does. Just like you're doing now. Let me leave you with one more truth. Something that changed me. and change them. God never asked you to feel worthy. He only asked you to be willing. Willing to sit in the silence. Willing to whisper, help. Willing to be known, even when you're not proud of who you are. And that willingness, as small and fragile as it may feel, is the place where healing begins. Take one last breath. Let it go slowly. And if these words found you at a breaking point, let this prayer be the beginning of your restoration. God, I'm not who I thought I'd be. I'm not where I hoped I'd be. But I'm here, and I'm not giving up. You have walked with saints and sinners. You have loved the lost and broken. So love me too. Take this moment, this tired, trembling, honest moment, and make it holy. I may not have much, but I give you everything I am. Let that be your final word tonight. Don't rush back to the noise. Don't scroll away too quickly. Let the stillness linger. Let the prayer breathe inside you. And if this touched something deep in you, if something inside whispered, "This was for me," then I want you to do one last thing. Tell me. Tell me in the comments. Write just a word, or your whole heart. Let this space be sacred together. Let us build something that heals. This channel, this voice, it's not here to entertain. It's here to remind you of the sacred truths the world forgot. That silence is not absence. That pain is not punishment. And that faith, real faith, begins when we stop hiding from God and let Him find us. So if this made sense to you, if it brought peace, even for a moment, subscribe. Not for numbers, not for growth, but because we need more spaces like this. Spaces where it's okay to be tired, where it's okay to be broken, where it's okay to finally breathe again. Subscribe and walk with us, because your soul matters, and your story is not over. Rest now. Let the prayer speak louder than the fear. And remember, even in silence, you are never alone.